I'm more happier. I'm more happy. I feel more confident Then I started moving to cocaine. I started experimenting with everything that I could. That's on the street. Then you get to know the addict that's functional, that can still go to work. I believe I was one of the worst addicts that you can find. Because the fridge at home, I started selling everything I have. I couldn't have two skippers. I heard my father. I was getting done in the room and my auntie name came to visit there. You know, must us addicts, we sleep in my home as a son. You know, must us addicts, we sleep in my home as a son when I was in addiction. You know, as a son, if there's one thing that I prayed up, but I'm planning something inside of me. It's stealing. I don't know. You know, I have a foster mother, so the foster mother is my aunt. She was always there to support me. But I can't contribute anything to my family. I have drugs, you're not buying drugs. It's like, hier is goed, man. You still need the result of those 22 years while I was addicted, you know? Imagine that you're right there. You're right there, but you don't know what's going on. Bye, Mom, yes. I'm going to do this. I come home after. You don't know what's going on. Bye, Mom, yes. I'm going to do this. I come home after 10 days, 20 days. What? There was Wi-Fi connected. I couldn't watch it. And then the next day I went around it, so I couldn't watch it. You know, the people, of God. Yes, I'm the institution of grace. Something that was my greatest burden. And that was a deep desire in my heart.
Reached out to us, and his brother said, if Warren can change life, we're gonna have one more person. If Warren can change life, we're gonna have one more person come up, and then I want to speak on 4 things, very briefly. I want to speak on 4 things, very briefly. I want to speak culture in the communities, what the family struggled with. And as a result, he is incarcerated within. Family struggled with. And as a result, he is incarcerated within.
Aan die pootjie in. Wat is hy plek se naam? Aan die pootjie in. Wat is hy plek se naam? King Williamstown, die familielede, né? The family, familielede, né? The family, resentment and allerlei goede. And it just made sense for me to be in the street. And it just made sense for me to be in the street and guys, ons is arm. Ek loop in die straat in met 'n sigaret. Ons is arm. Ek loop in die straat in met 'n sigaret. Ek loop in die straat in met 'n sigaret. As jy hulle vra, got married to my beautiful wife, but what my pot was closer to my heart than what she was. Ons word uitgesit. Ek kry by die werk. Jo. At soek die nou weer van my af, man. Jo. At soek die nou weer van my af, man. And lust for me. Answer the phone. I just want by rehab. And as Pastor Kurt mentioned, when Mark is nog heavily addicted as a person, breek in die takshop, word gevang. Knickknacks, beloved. Moenie knickknacks so kykie, knickknacks maak like backslide, beloved. Kan nie, ek gaan nie met Pastor Kurt in minute. Wag net, daar Pastor Kurt gou. This man has never been addicted. This man doesn't know what. This man has never been addicted. This man doesn't know what. And place in my life. And today I find myself 8 years sober by the grace of my life. And today I find myself 8 years sober by the grace of God. 8 years sober by the grace of God. I acknowledge that if it wasn't for Pastor Kurt, the team, and the people, wasn't for Pastor Kurt, the team, and the people around Pastor.
Thank you so much, everybody. So I just wanted you guys to see and to hear. I grew up in a home where if my mother would wash, I grew up in a home where I had to witness how my dad would cock the would cock a gun and hold the barrel of a gun. I saw my sister grew up in absolute fear. My brother drank himself. My sister attempted suicide. I attempted suicide. And my younger brother ended up being stabbed. And luckily, the doctor says he was stabbed just above his eye. Any few inches. First day ever was when the pastor who married my father. That day I turned around and my youngest brother, who was in grade 9 at the time. My father never taught my brother grade 9 at the time. My father never taught my brother how to drive, but he teaches my younger brother how to drive from the second. And then my sister got married. The brother how to drive from the second. And then my sister got married. My sister still married. Individual grows up in. And while I was still married, individual grows up in. And while I was married, while my brother was married, while my sister was married, to who I am the youngest of the two. He was married while my sister was married, to who I am the youngest of the two. Is because of our upbringing. But long before he to him and his elder brother was not there to give it to him, and I was not capable. So my father did not know how to be a father because he himself was not fathered. He broke my sister, he broke my brother, he broke me, and he broke my younger brother, and he broke my mother. Not because he wanted. Because before the addict books into a rehab, before they choose to break themselves, don't you know that something disappointed them before they disappointed you? Don't you know that deep within themselves they disappointed you? Don't you know that deep within themselves they don't want to do truth? Don't you know that deep within themselves they don't want to do truth they've received? Double-edged sword. Some are disappointed. Truth they've received. Double-edged sword. Some are disappointed in the house. When we grew up, there was never a thing they are having is processing their brains in a faster way. So the technological advancement and the manipulative they are booked in based upon the condition we in our lives as fathers is genetically inherent to those weaknesses. You parental disease. It's not a parental failure. Stop blaming yourself. The addict for the possibility of what can be and what was not to be reinvented again. That means you are never present in the present reality. So the greatest tragedy, psychologically, and the faculties of your being is addicted to the consequences of his drug. You don't want to, but it pulls you. Tempted in every way as we are, yet without sin. So temptation is not sin. If temptation, that level of thinking, I have a person in the shadow of how they look externally. Listen to what I'm saying today. A rehab can never heal you. Stop it. The devil is a liar. And it does not mean anything until your mind is transformed. You come out of
celebrate die vet wange. Ons celebrate die groot mag. Ons celebrate dat die mens beter lyk. Ons celebrate jou fade is nou in, nou celebrate ons jou. Ons celebrate jou fade is nou in, nou celebrate ons jou. I would rather you look dirty on the these guys who have been through it. Wayne, Muga, you guys who have been through it. I admire the fact that you stood up so. Because your desire shows. Please don't phone me about somebody else that wants to go tomorrow. Dad, come closer. Come closer. Dad, come closer. Come closer. Give space. The dad. Give space. The dad come close. The dad change you. It's a the dad change you. It's a renewed mind. Renewed mind. It's from the inside. I pray for true change. It's from the inside. I pray for true change. Go with him as he goes. Go with him as he goes, Lord. Be with him. Let the peace of God be with him, Lord. Be with him. Let the peace of God be with him. Peace of God be with him. You perhaps have a brother. You perhaps have a brother. You perhaps have a sister. Perhaps have a brother. You perhaps have a sister. You perhaps. It's not easy. It's not easy. Because every time I see his condition, Because every time I see his condition, my heart bleeds. Condition, my heart bleeds. Tomorrow comes lest the Spirit draws. So we'll be praying from Pefferville, right? Second company will lead them coming down to the Ghost Town Parky tomorrow. And the same Parky tomorrow. And the same thing. As ek deur faith, same thing. As ek deur faith, for them high. For them high. But these guys you've probably seen high. But these guys you've probably seen high. You've seen them fly like a kite. To say that there is hope, it does not like a kite. To say that there is hope, it does not have to end. Not have to end with addiction. Bigger, because niemand kan my niks maak nie. Niemand kan my niks maak nie. Then you'll be able to help. Then you'll be able to help your addicted friend. Your addicted brother, your addicted friend, your addicted brother, your addicted. Make time to read the book. I pray the book. I pray, my God, that funds would flow, my God, that funds would flow from the north, and more people would be impacted.